our energy bodies. Butterfly pose is a yin yoga pose, meaning that it's soft and non-striving, which can be part of our theme for practice today in all of our poses, having the right effort. So it's feet together, knees apart, and just let it be to a comfortable degree. Maybe the blanket seat feels nice. You can come forward to any degree as well, and just make no effort muscularly. Just rest into the shape. Relax your hands and your face. Let your belly relax. Gently creating the rhythm of breath through the nose. Just asking yourself to be still. That takes some concentration. And that stillness can begin to activate this bliss of being. We pause to take notice of our breath and bodies. Just a few more breaths here. Remembering to let the mind rest upon the breath, let it anchor to the breath. Gentle waves in and out the nose with sound. Release one more breath. And sit up gently, just press into your hands and sit up. And then take a loose, easy pose and pick up the leg closest to yourself. So still on this blanket, cradle knee and foot and hold steady. A little navel towards the spine starts to happen here. So we're starting to move into our yang practice, our activation of the body, but just the right effort. Your leg is supported here. Just the right amount of sensation with each pose as well. And let's release so we have the knee folded in on itself, and then release the hip towards the floor. And we're up a little higher in the blanket, so maybe that's a little easier coming in. And you can start to turn your foot up towards the sky a little bit if that works for your body. Other side, hello. I'm grateful for you. Just taking that positive attitude towards your body, meeting it with love and respect. Treat it like a good friend. Muscles in the arms support the legs. Feel your biceps working here just a little bit. And then knee folded in, protects knee joint and allows hip joint to release, knee towards the floor. And so you might find that you can draw one leg on top of the other or just have them both on the floor. No worries either way. Ground hands. Deep breath. Both hands to the low belly for a moment, stilling the low belly as you breathe with your chest. Twice more. The hands encourage that navel towards the spine, stillness. Sweep your hands towards the earth. Draw energy up the center line and up out to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out, slowly breathe down the center line and fold forward from your hips, lightly to the knees, or a little more deeply to the floor. Neck relaxed, so face is downward. Create a little space between your palms and just fill that space with something that's in your heart or in your head. Or just an intention to be present and breathe. Exhale out. Navel towards the spine. Inhale energy upright and keep breathing in. Keep that exhale vibrating until it just is something you're sensing. And keep that vibration inside of you as we begin to move with 80% effort into side bend. One hand to the floor, other arm up and over, shoulder off the ear so you get a nice graceful reach. Create just the right amount of lengthening in your side. Feel how the lower back is connected to the side body a lot. About 5 breaths in most of the poses, sometimes a bit longer. Try to move slowly a little bit today. Breathe out one more time. Use energy of inhale, come up, sit tall, both hands to the floor. Exhale, explore to the other side, side bending. Head does whatever's comfortable. We're used to, I think I turn my face upward naturally because of side angle pose. Whatever your face and head want to do here, just shoulder off the ear. Curious exploration. One more breath out. So that anchors the core. As we breathe out, inhale up, float out your arms and come to easy twist to the right. Land your hands, look back, breathe deeply. Remember that right effort idea. Our low backs prefer if we move slowly between things. Twice more. Breathe with a little bit of tone in the low belly to stabilize everything. One more breath out. Wait for your inhale, release your twist, float out your arms, take it around to the other side. Look back, breathe 5 times. So our breath is the anchor for the mind, and the low belly towards the spine is our physical centered anchor. Just keep building that awareness over time. 4th breath. And 5th. Release back to center. And take out your legs. We're going to lie down over this with this blanket underneath our hips, or just lie down if you don't have a blanket. And sometimes we do this in the studio with blocks. So let your pelvis be very supported by the blanket. And then stretch out legs one at a time. And arms overhead. And just a gentle lengthening. Hold yourself in a supported back bend. Open up your front body. Some time to arrive, and then let's count the 5 breaths. Just gentle reaching. So the prop does most of the work for you here. With each exhale, navel towards the spine, reinforce that. Breath is up in the chest. One more time. And slide down your arms by your sides. Slide in your feet so their knees are bent. And let's take the blanket out of the way for a moment. Just press your feet, lift up. Do cat and cow pose on your backs. So first, we'll bring the low back into the floor. So tip up your pelvis, tip up your tail towards the sky a little bit. And then release your tail down towards the earth and lift in the low back. Slowly go between those 2 positions a few times. Use Mula Bandha to help create that round spine to lift the pelvis. Gently going the other way, not too deeply in the back bend shape. Twice more each way. Round your spine, think of cat pose. Low back moves away into cow spine. Once more. And relax and release. Let's just pause for a moment. Let that have a healing effect. Using our physical grounding, being on the earth, to continue to bring yourself into your practice. If you have running commentary in your brain. Stay determined to drop in and be with your breath and body for this time. And breathe out once more. Navel towards the spine. Bridge pose, 80%. Come up nice and easy for 8 breaths. Just gently press your feet. Maybe take your hands to your legs. Just feel those muscles at the legs working around the hips and the leg bones. Gently engaging. Five. Arms return to the earth. Feel some nice warmth around your hips. And 8. Not overly striving. You're fine where you are. Come down slowly. Enjoy the process. Feel your low back come into the earth and then gently lift away as you land. Catch your knees, bring them in. Stretch your back. You'll observe if you bring your knees lower or higher on your body. Find a sweet place, wherever that is for you. Take one more breath. Grounded, supported, opening. And then use your momentum to rock up. If that feels too disruptive, just go off to one side. But training yourself just to hold on to your shins and come up. And come around to your hands and knees. And go back to quarter dog without tucking your toes under. Just reach out your arms, rest your head down, rest your elbows down too. Non-striving quarter dog. Wag your tail a little bit and settle down into the center. Just flipped ourselves over, arrive in this new shape. And take both arms over to the right side. So reach out to a comfortable degree. As much as it feels good, walk them over. Let your head just follow comfortably. Relax neck. And 5. Walk up the arms over towards the other side. Relax your head. Breathe 5 times. Exhale, center. Get up off your folded legs into cow spine lightly for a breath. Extend your spine, not too much. Tuck under your toes, downward facing dog. Press your hands, press your feet, lift your hips up. Let your head hang down. And gently explore how much your legs feel like straightening out in this first one. Hands fan open to the sides. Belly lifts up into the body. Let's add a lion's breath next time you exhale. So get a nice big inhale. Open up your mouth, stick out your tongue if you want to, and just make some sound. Breathe out. And then a normal breath a couple more times. Feel a stretch along the back of the body. Gently step forward and fold forward. Hollow up your belly. Fold in gently. See where your range of motion is right now without judgment. And then to stand up and protect the low back, we're going to use your legs. So take your waist with your hands, bend your knees a little bit, press into your feet. So use your legs to stand up. It's a good skill to learn. And arrive on your feet into your mountain pose. Gently hug your arms into your sides. Concentrating energy inwardly. Senses rotated inwardly. Pratyahara. And then we know the sun is out there somewhere. Reach up, grateful for it, welcoming it, breathing in. Breathing out slowly. So remember to just do 80% in this practice today. Slowly find your forward fold. A little extension into half lift position. Bend your knees, spread your hands, go back to plank pose. Maybe the knees are down or really feel strong in your core, so there's not any strain at the low back here. So if your knees need to be down for that to be true, then let them come down. Third breath. Determined pressing. Let your arms and shoulders and chest all work here. Knees down where they are, untuck your feet. Upward facing dog. Straighten the arms, stretch the belly forward. Tuck the tail a little bit to lengthen in the low back and gaze down your nose. Got my knees down on the floor still. And then release to table first and then the downward dog. That can be nice to use every time you switch between the two. It can be a protective variation. 80%. Shake your head, no tension. And that same work, those open hands help the chest and those strong muscles in your upper body work here. Breathing out. Breathe in, uplift in the belly, step forward and fold forward. Go slowly. Remember to press your feet and bend your knees. Stand up, reach up, stretch as you breathe in. And then float your arms down by your sides as you breathe out slowly. Let them match your breath. Float down and into your body. Tomorrow's the new moon. Just with the theme of practice today, I think a moon salutation is in order. So we'll step to the side on your mat. You turn. It doesn't matter which side. We start with a standing side bend. First is standing in mountain pose. And then take your right hand to your waist and left arm over, just like we did seated. Take 2 more breaths. So the moon salutation, a bit more yin, less striving. Other side, side bend. Just the right amount. And then inhale, hands to center, down to your heart. Step out, feet to goddess pose. So wide feet, toes turning out, come down the center line. Find nice, gentle uprightness. Calming, breathing out. Breathe in, straighten your legs and come to triangle pose to your left side. You're going to straighten your legs and then turn your left foot out more. Remember to use your belly center as you come over and down. Use the support of your leg. Gaze up, reach up, but not 100%. This pose both lengthens and strengthens along the lower back. Twice more. Breathe out. Navel towards the spine. Use that as you rise up. And then turn and face your right foot. Square your hips towards that side, taking a variation of Parsvottanasana. So folding forward with straight leg and squared hips. Gently lengthen through the top of your head. Exhale. Next pose is Anjaneyasana. If you want to put your blanket under your back knee, take a moment to do that. We come down to the floor. Rise up. Shoulders down and back. Guide your knee out towards your toes. And take your hands to your sacrum. Encouraging a little tail tucking, just thinking about tail tuck. And also opening the heart. Fourth breath, soft eyes, steady eyes. Last breath out. Release your leg upright, bend your arms. So the next position is the side lunge, where we take the toes from straight back and turn them about 45. Transition, so now you're facing the side of your mat again, and hold yourself in side lunge for a few breaths. If it's too far to be on the floor, be on your bent leg instead. Breathe out once more. And then we come back to center before we spin out the other way. So garland pose, bring your feet closer together, about hip distance, turn out your toes, and come down into a squat. You might come all the way to your seat. So that's one way to practice it, is on your seat. Or standing up if it works, okay? A little time to explore and arrive. And stay for 5. Breathe out. Use your arms to support releasing. And then the side lunge on the other side. Side lunge other direction. We just go through the same poses, but circling back to where we started. 4 and 5. Transition to Anjaneyasana. Bring your back knee down. Come to the low lunge, shoulders down and back. Front knee out. Hands to sacrum again. Think a little about that tail tuck. Mindfulness allows us to do this exploration, paying attention. One more breath. Transition to Parsvottanasana. We need to step up into that straight back leg and fold forward. Release any gripping in your feet. Nice long spine in this pose, lengthening out. Exhale, inhale, triangle. So turn your back foot open to the side, reach your top arm up, 80%, remember, and strong in your belly center. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, rise up, goddess pose. Toes turn out on both legs, down the center, palms pressed. Let's let the elbows come together, adding that elephant trunk, arms, thumbs up the third eye, calm the brain. Creating nice strength in the hips. One more breath, maybe a bit lower. Inhale, straighten up, swing out your heels, step your feet into mountain. Arms up, palms press, side bend left. Inhale, gently side bend right. Inhale, center, and down. Just letting the pinky sides of your hands touch. Just pause for a moment. Receiving, giving. And release your arms. Let's take the Shiva's pose to ground ourselves in balance on one leg, taking the left foot, spread it into the earth, and let the right foot come behind on the top of the foot. And then your right hand goes down, palm forward, and left hand is up, palm forward. Find a steady gazing spot. Keep your toes on the floor or hook them around the back of your lower leg and ankle. A few more breaths. Mercy and protection. And relax and release. Other side, that shift of balance, foot behind to the floor. Finding center. Left hand down, right hand up. Eyes follow the nose to a steady point. And a lighthearted attitude. Change to hooking the foot if you would like. Feel your whole body working here. Cooperation. And release out. Weave your fingers, inhale to the sky. Release your hands, exhale, forward fold. Come on in for 5 breaths, wherever it feels good. Belly up, head down. Feel your spine gradually getting longer. 4th breath. And 5th breath. Bend your knees, spread your hands, take your legs back. Coming over to the right side for a side plank. You can bring your knee down and the other foot behind, or have both legs straight. Top arm up and then over. So rainbow side plank. Determine press into that arm. Just the right stretch across the top of the front body. The side body. 1 more breath. Changing sides. A little time for that process. Release. Set up your other side. Open up to the sky. And then over the ear as you're ready for 1. Let's try to ground both of your feet. We're using core stability and hip stability here. Strong in your arm. Press 1 more time. And then release to center for upward dog. For 5 breaths. Ease your way into a place that feels good. The knees can stay down or not. Eyes downward, tail tucking. Nice release of the psoas line of the body. And then this transition to protect the back is knees down to table. And then down dog or quarter dog. Follow your energy. Just keep it a little bit light today. Don't do your maximum. Last one. 2 more breaths. Let's do 1 more lion's breath on your exhale. This can be optional. Inhale, come to your knees and bring out your blanket for some kneeling poses. So let your blanket cover maybe the distance of your mat, right about in the middle. And then come to it on your knees and take your right leg forward, turning out your knees and toes for lizard lunge. So you're gonna come on the inside of that leg with both hands. You can change your back leg, you can lift up to your toes or stay on your knee. And you can move around and explore. So we'll do 8 breaths. We've got time here to explore this shape, releasing around your hips. Pause for stillness. And take 1 more breath. From the low belly, draw your legs straight, draw back your spine. Hanuman's pose, come to your heel with your toes pulling back and fold forward. Ground your back foot. Draw back on your toes towards your face. Just the right amount for your body. Breathe out. Take 4 more breaths, but adding a lateral move. So take your left hand, reach it across to the outside of your foot or your leg. Head just follows what you've done here. Shift your head, let it be comfortable. And 4, feel complete with your exhale. Let go of that lateral move first and bend your knee. Take your leg back. Other side, lizard, lunge, toes and knee turning out, coming to the inside. Refine your back leg positions. You have a nice sense of opening across the psoas line, front of the hip, and 8 breaths. So time for some movement exploration if you would like. Just gentle, curious. Find a sweet spot and hold steady. You can experiment with lifting up off your knee if you want to, or lowering further. I can say that on the other side, sorry. We all have to customize the practice for our bodies. Breathe out once more, bringing down your knee if it's lifted. Untuck the toes, draw the legs straight, and then cross the arm. Fold in, Hanuman's pose. So we have gravity here to support us, and we create the sensation. Just the right amount of straightness and drawing back on your toes. Breathe out. 4 more breaths, optional lateral move. If any thoughts come, just try to let them float across your mind like the sky. Breathing out one more time. And a nice mindful release, carefully bring back your leg. So coming to tabletop pose. Reaching your right leg back and your left arm forward for bird dog, strong belly. And 5, reach one more. Release. Other side, 5 breaths. Take a moment to come in. Ground your other foot. One more breath. And release down. Pull back to Balasana for a moment. Relax back in child. Stretch out across your back and hips. And then coming to pigeon pose variations, bringing your blanket up to the top third of your mat to support underneath your legs, taking your right leg forward, the knee folded in on itself, and slide your left leg back so that the blanket can just provide some cushioning, or you can tuck it up underneath your hip for some elevation. And if you want to have the back leg bent and come forward in this variation, if that serves you better than going straight, take a moment to explore those choices. A little tail tucking. And if you want to try this with me today, just staying upright and placing your hand above your knee. If you want to come forward, I'll understand. So trying to stay soft in this effortful variation. Two or three more breaths. And begin to exhale and relax and release. Janu Shirsasana, so just make sure your hips on your blanket and take your back leg out and straighten it out. And come slowly into a forward fold towards that straight leg. Come to a really therapeutic place where it feels Nice. And rest there. Lightly draw back on your left toes. Lightly draw back on your navel. Three more breaths. Take your time. Remember this one. You can do it anytime. Just be gentle if your body's not warmed up. Come on up and just be still for a moment, just to let that be received into the body. And changing sides for the pigeon variations. So we take the left knee forward now. So you can either have your right leg folded just behind and follow your chest, or straighten your leg back, square towards the front of your mat, add a little tail tuck. And joining me for this new variation that I've discovered, which is pretty intense in my body, but interesting. It's like I don't have enough room for my arms. So do take care of yourself, please. Yoga teaches us that sometimes things are not easy, sometimes things are not comfortable. We can still take care of ourselves. One or two more breaths. Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose. Shifting a little bit, so you sit on your blanket with that folded leg hip, and then take your other leg out straight. Activate it as you straighten it out by brightening your foot. Low belly in, forward fold out over that straight leg. 8 breaths, plenty of time, plenty of space. Find a sweet spot and relax. Four, 8 more, or total of 8. Exhale for 8. Inhale, walk it up slowly and pause. And relax your leg, take it back. We'll transition to forearm pose, and we want to land so that the blanket is underneath our chest to our ribs. So the blanket's the top third, but not all the way at the top. Come out to your forearms. You can use your blanket for cushioning. Take back your legs, knees down, fine. 5 breaths. Activate. Core strength protects the whole body. Slowly lower down to your belly and the front pelvis, so that the blanket is just a little bit of a lift underneath your chest. For Sphinx pose, gently rest your elbows down. Let your feet go about as wide as your mat and ground your front pelvis. A little rock side to side. Let's go yin. Just let go of your muscles. Scan your body. And just let your bones hold you here. Relax the bandhas, pelvic floor, soft. Low belly, soft breath into the floor. Take just one more breath. And relax your chest downward. Take your arms back. Activate, reach through your arms and legs. Inhale, lift your chest and your arms and legs, feet together for 5. Really reach back with your arms. Feel everything working here. Strong back. One more breath. And come down and relax. Turn your head to one side. Let your shoulders rest. Turn your head the other way. And then return to your forearms. Tuck your toes, locking your feet, dolphin pose. Kind of nice with the blanket under the head in this pose, I have to say. And come down to your knees. And for child's pose, we can use the blanket in a variety of ways. Under your elbows or head, or under your knees. If you want to try rolling it up and placing it behind your knees. Let's have a moment with your choices. Knees close or wide, and just relax. As long as it's not painful, you can just stay with it, even if it's not your favorite. Just be present with what it teaches you. Maybe it brings some good information. Try breathing into your kidney area, that low back. Breathe into it a few times. The breath wants to naturally go to the back when we're compressed like this anyway, but just notice how you can communicate with this part of your body. Breathe one more time into that space. And then coming up slowly. Now we'll take the blanket to be cushioning for seated position, either open or closed one more time for a little more elevation. And come through and sit down on it. You don't have to have the blanket. Ardha Matsyendrasana, right knee forward, left foot to the floor, bring it across. So tall, breathe in. Breathe out, create the twist from the foundation. Support your hip and take your hand down or wrap your big toe root with your hand. Soft and steady breathing through the nose. So the breath is not always our main focus, so we let it become an automatic process when we're in our yoga state of mind, in our ujjayi breath. Breathe out one more time. And then change to the other side, giving yourself a moment for that. Find your way in. And twist when you're ready. Notice little things you might refine, like your hands, so they feel open, energy flowing. One more breath out. And release to center. Take both legs out to forward fold. Hinge from your hip points, just like when we're standing, and drape yourself forward. Draw back on your toes. And taking this shape upside down, you can explore it with the blanket, and it'll help lift up your hips. So it's fine to leave your blanket for plow pose or legs up in the air. You might find you like it. Maybe it's not your favorite. So lift up your legs and do that with your knees bent to protect the low back. And then you can continue up if you would like, or stay with your pelvis down and let your legs be upside down. And they can still come towards you. So where is your therapeutic plow pose? Everyone can do a version of it. Remember to be a little bit softened today, not your maximum. 5, 3 more breaths. Last one. Slowly let your spine come down. So resist rolling down until your hips land. And then let's reach inside the legs today for a happy baby pose. Catching the root of your big toes, just the inside of your feet. Bring your knees down. You can always take your blanket away if it doesn't feel supportive here. And one of you requested circling in this pose, which is interesting as far as a low back reliever. So try that a little bit if you would like. And this is a great place to notice how connected the hips and the low back are to each other. Go the other direction a few times if you're trying that. Just circling a little bit different on the blanket, I will have to say. And then hold steady in the center. Just gently draw down your feet and your knees on either side. Exhale for 3. And 5. Let your fingers come away from your feet and bring down your legs. Lift up off your blanket in a bridge to take it out. And you use it for reclining twist. Bring your knees over to one side. So one choice is to go in between the legs to give the hips lots of space. Another choice is to put it on top of you. So work with your blanket if you're using one. Open up across your chest, reach out your arms, and then relax. Turn your head, let it just roll away. Soft all the way from shoulders to hands. The earth supports you, firmly attached. The breath might start to do its savasana, seeking deeper breaths at times. It's okay, it's good. Beginning our resting mode as we finish. It's about 8 breaths. Just letting your head come to center and supporting yourself as you bring your knees over to the other side. So there's that bridge up and shift the hips a little bit, knees over, blanket where you'd like to have it for this side. Open your arms, open your wingspan, turn your head and relax. Feel that soft center of the hands. Lots of energy and vibration in the hands from the practice. Let's let that energy travel up the arms and into the torso. Twice more, the breath moves. Then return your head to center and your spine and legs. Starting Shavasana with Supta Baddha Konasana, and I'll show you how to support that pose if you'd like to sit up and bring your blanket into an open shape that's fairly long, and then fold or roll your blanket so you have a long pillow. And it goes over your feet with your feet together, knees apart, and then tuck, tuck, tuck underneath the backs of your legs. This is not as big as the studio blankets, but it still supports this pose. So carefully come on down to your back, one elbow at a time. Take a moment to adjust so your spine has space. You might lift up and reset your low back by lifting your pelvis, and same with the shoulder blades, lift and reset. So energy feels clear and free. Let your arms travel outward and soften like in our resting twist. Easy away from the body. And letting everything go with the next exhale, open up your mouth, let it gush out. Allowing yourself to be still and resting. Muscular effort released. Breath is a natural force that will continue. Just let it do what it would like to do, and you can still pay attention if you'd like. Some gratitude for the breath, for each breath. Miracle of breath. This amazing resource we have at every moment, we have it there. Make sure your belly is relaxed and let it breathe. If your legs and hips are happy in this variation with the legs, you can stay the whole time. If you'd like to do some straight legs, just try not to disturb yourself overly as you come out, and you can change your blanket if you want to. You go right back in to your resting. A sense of falling away from the midline. These parallel but slightly different halves of our bodies. Feeling that central channel down the nose, the sternum, the navel, pubic bone. Releasing open and out and down into the hands and feet. Plenty of time, keep dropping in. The poet comments on yet another approaching spring. Don't flowers put on their prettiness each spring and go to it with everything they've got? Who would criticize the bed of yellow tulips or the blue hyacinths? So put a bracelet on your ankle with a bell on it and make a little music for the earth beneath your foot. Or wear a hat with hot colored ribbons for the pleasure of the leaves and the clouds. Or at least a ring with a gleaming stone for your finger. Yesterday I watched a mother choose exquisite ear ornaments for someone beloved in the spring of her life. They were for sure for her, but it seemed a promise, a love message, a commitment to all girls and boys too, so beautiful and hopeful in this hard world and young. For pranayama practice today, staying on our backs in our resting pose, breathing with our bellies. One hand easy to the belly, one hand easy to the chest. Ask your chest to be still and move your belly when you breathe. So your hand will rise and fall, the other hand trying to stay still. Breathe slowly. Let it do its own thing. Moving the lymph with the breath in the belly. Increasing our well-being. So we're reversing the pattern we've had all through practice, and that can be hard. Let both hands rest upon the heart and just let the belly move. One more time. Reaching your arms up alongside of your ears. Maybe weave your fingers together if you like. Reach down through your feet. Take a deep breath in and out. Return to seated with no strain. It's easy return. Fold in. Keep your blanket somewhere around you for support. And let's sweep the earth again up through the chakras to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out, hands down and center to forward fold for our return to our hearts and heads. Add gratitude. And then sitting up, breathing in. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Always free to ask me questions or make requests, and hope that we all benefited from this exploration of low back care today.
Thank you.